The Therapy Choirs of Michigan is a group of singers who have physical challenges. It is an opportunity for these folks to come together and experience the joy of singing with others. The choir therapy aids in recovery through the music itself and the camaraderie of the group. Music therapy is widely used in institutions such as hospitals, rehabilitation centers, assisted living facilities, and schools. People receive many benefits from participating in a therapy choir. Some of these are increased self-esteem, improved memory, better cognitive functions, and enhanced social skills. Choir therapy is not meant to be a musical masterpiece. There are some members who, because of stroke or other injuries, are unable to sing. These folks clap their hands, hum, and tap their foot to the rhythm of the music. We recently attended a performance to learn what they're all about.
One man, named Lewis, 17 years ago, came into a rehab program I was working at with TBI, traumatic brain injury folks. Lewis had been a resident of the old Northville State Psychiatric Hospital for 18 years. As they were closing down, they were putting people out in the community, and we got Lewis at our group home. I was working with him, and he wouldn't talk for near a month. And I don't know why. I walked up and said, "Can you sing?" And he stood up, big man, and sang the first verses to Amazing Grace. I said, and I don't know why, I said, "We have a choir. You're it." From there it grew to 5. We gave our first show. From there it grew to today, where I believe we have 50 residents here in the audience, and we were able to get members from our original therapy choir, headquartered in Farmington Hills, from our Macomb-Oakland Regional Center, the Mort Choir, and our newly formed choir for children, the Livingston County Youth with Special Needs Choir, and our volunteer voices, people that are able-bodied, able-minded from the community who come, and they lend their voices to us. Today, we were able to bring our Tour of Hope to the sanctuary at Villa Marie. We were invited back. This was the 5th annual show. Assisted living place in Livonia. Beautiful place, beautiful people. And we're here today to kick off the holiday show with choir therapy. We think of choir therapy as a gathering of people who are like-minded in that they have problems they're in the process of overcoming. We find that using choir-type music therapy combined gives them a real boost in terms of feeling there is hope, there is life after tragedy, and the inspiration they take from here, they spread around. I think it brings multiple things simultaneously. The brain, is aging in all of us, and the more we can exercise it, the better. Singing is a great thing for that purpose. We find memory improvements, speech improvements. We find stutterers and stroke, dysarthric, aphasia of any kind where the voice is impaired. Singing strengthens the voice.
It's a huge confidence builder. It's also something that I think is not only therapeutic for Nicholas, but it's helped with his speaking. A lot of his vocal ability has been coming from the singing alone, from the choirs. And it allows him to be part of a team, a group. So he actually belongs to something. You're looking at a child that a lot of times he's not invited to the birthday parties, he's not invited to his friend's house for sleepovers. So you miss out on a lot of opportunity. Just like if you look at a lot of schools are geared towards social activities and physical activities, from sports to art club to whatever, but it's the gen ed that's out there. You don't see a lot of special needs groups that are meeting after school. So Nicholas doesn't really have that. This is something where he feels like he belongs to it. I can tell you that if you sat and talked to him and you said, "I want to take you to the baseball game or the football game," you'll see his attention is not there. But when you bring him into a room where everybody's singing and part of something, he's focused, And I think it is helping with focus too. So it's something that we're very proud to see him not only be part of this, but to see what he's accomplished from the organization. I really think that schools should include kids for the choir. not just kids with special needs, but kids in general. A good example was in our Fowlerville School District. What we had was 100 kids try out for choir. They took 20. Why couldn't they have all 100 kids have a choir? And if they want an elite group or maybe like a honors choir, then take 20 of them, have them do a solo off to the side. Could you imagine those 100 kids walking home and saying, hey, I'm part of something. I got accepted into the choir today. You're looking at 100 kids that would be singing. Instead, you let down 80 of them. And I talk to parents that even do not have special needs kids, and their kid was upset. And you're deterring that kid from an opportunity of singing. What if that was John Lennon in that group? So, or Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's voice was never, a phenomenal voice, but in certain ways it was. Could you imagine telling him he's not part of the choir? I mean, what if he decided I can't sing, I can't write? You change the future of our singers in the world. So, my thing that I would like to stress for schools out there is I really do wish they would take a second look at music. Music's helping these kids, not just kids with special needs, but the general kids. When it comes to learning vocabulary, to harmonies, to singing, I mean, it's something that is not only educational, but therapeutic for these children. So it should be looked at. There is other music therapy programs out there. The difference is this thing is it's more than just singing, You see, for instance, the group that started in Farmington started with one person. It can be somebody with brain trauma. It can be a special needs person. It can be someone that stutters, for example. We have a student here that just stutters all the time, but when he sings, the stuttering goes away. So it reaches out to more than just your, a certain group of people. You know what I mean? And the thing I wanted to stress here was, if you don't think your child should be part of something like this, then maybe look at music therapy too. That's also another option that's out there where they have instruments. Like Nicholas does music therapy at Michigan State University, and they go there and they get the big drums out, the pianos, the keyboards and things like that. So if it's not for you, at least look for something like that. If you think your child doesn't want to sing, maybe wants to just bang on drums. And there is also the other thing that I really want to stress here. Is when I say it's not just about the singing, we have people in wheelchairs, we have people that hum, tap their leg, nod their head back and forth. So it's not just singing. You can be there and you can snap your fingers, clap your hands, if you're not capable of doing that. You can be blind, you can be mute, it's just being part of it,